Hello, and welcome to the Lanterns edition of the Ohio State Football Preview. I'm Brian Nelson.
And I'm Khalid Hashi. Now let's take a look at what the Buckeyes can expect going into Week 6 against Michigan State. The Ohio State Buckeyes made a statement win against the Nebraska Cornhuskers in Lincoln by a score of 48-7. The win was impressive by large part to how sound the team played on all three phases of the ball. The Ohio State offense continued to show why they are one of the best units in the country. The Buckeyes held a 38-0 lead at half and completely took the home field advantage away from the Cornhuskers. Justin Fields had himself yet another great performance as he had 284 total yards and 4 touchdowns on the night, also avoiding an interception for yet another game. As great as the passing attack was, the run game was even more impressive as the team ran for 368 yards, highlighted by J.K. Dobbins' 177 yards on the ground. Dobbins became the 11th player in program history to eclipse the 3,000-yard mark and could top Ezekiel Elliott for second all-time with 851 more yards on the season. Senior wide receiver Austin Mack had himself a game as he had 3 catches for 66 yards and a touchdown. The score was his first of the season.
Defensively, Ohio State continues taking the opposing team's best players out of the game. Nebraska quarterback Adrian Martinez came into the game with high praise and left the game with just 47 yards passing on the night. To make matters worse, Martinez accounted for 3 interceptions and no touchdowns. Junior defensive back Jeff Okudah had a great game as he collected 2 of those 3 interceptions from Martinez, the other going to senior safety Jordan Fuller. Okudah came into the season with interceptions being his only question mark, and 5 games into the season, he now has all 3, all coming in the past 2 games. Senior linebacker Malik Harrison had himself a game as he accounted for 7 total tackles, 1 sack, and 1 tackle for loss. After answering to their first major test of the season on the road in Nebraska, the Buckeyes shift their focus to their first ranked matchup of the season against the Michigan State Spartans.
On Saturday in Ohio Stadium, the Buckeyes welcomed the Spartans, who are led by 13th-year Michigan State head coach Mark D'Antonio, who has had a history of upsetting the Buckeyes. The Spartans' senior quarterback Brian Lewerke currently leads the Big Ten in passing yards and has done a great job of protecting the ball, as he has only had 1 interception to his 10 touchdown passes. The senior quarterback has been protected by one of the better offensive linemen in the Big Ten, as he's only been sacked 4 times this season. The Spartans will also lean on senior wide receiver Darrell Stewart, as he's already totaled more receiving yards through 5 games than in all of 2018. Stewart currently leads all Big Ten receivers with 556 yards and 3 touchdowns. Also, redshirt freshman running back Elijah Collins ranked 3rd in rushing yards behind Ohio State running back J.K. Dobbins and Wisconsin running back Jonathan Taylor with 413 yards on the ground. The last 2 times the Spartans have faced off against the Buckeyes, they weren't able to score a touchdown. D'Antonio looks to turn things around and make this a game. Overall, Michigan State is currently ranked 25th in the country with a record of 4-1 in 2019, with their only loss coming to Arizona State.
The Spartan defense is the strength of the team and are easily the toughest matchup so far for the Buckeye offense. Michigan State ranks 7th in the nation in total yards allowed per game with 254 yards. They are 4th in the nation in rushing defense with only 56 yards allowed per game. But their passing defense is less impressive. It ranks 37th in the nation and gives up 198 yards per game. The offensive line and Justin Fields will have to watch out for senior defensive end Kenny Willekes. Willekes was the 2018 Big Ten Defensive Lineman of the Year and is easily the most threatening member of the Spartan defense. He already has 4 sacks on the season with 34 tackles. Another defender that the Buckeyes need to plan around is senior linebacker Chris Bashi. Bashi has gotten off to a torrid start to 2019 with 46 tackles in just 4 games. Ohio State has fared well historically against the Spartans. They lead the all-time series 32-15 and have won the 3 matchups since the 2015 loss to Michigan State and Columbus. While the Spartan defense will likely keep the game competitive, the 4th-ranked Buckeyes look to improve to 6-0 on the season.
The Buckeyes kick off against Michigan State this Saturday at 7:30 in Columbus. To stay updated on all things Ohio State, follow The Lantern and Lantern TV on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. From Brian Nelson, I'm Khalid Hashi, and thank you for watching Lantern TV.